Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Lead In with Lorne, and welcome back. Gosh, I just want to tell you how proud I am of you and all of us, actually, for sheltering in, navigating this incredibly unpredictable, incomprehensible time. It's getting old for all of us, though, isn't it? And so that's kind of the inspiration for the story that I want to share with you this morning, and it's about practical compassion. And you may have heard this saying before that sympathy is saying, I see you and I'm sorry. Compassion, a little bit different, says, I see you, I understand, and I'd like to help. How can I help? You help. Doesn't always fix things. You're not trying to fix somebody. You're trying to be helpful. You want to kind of help them and relieve them, frankly, of the suffering that they're going through. There's a story about Fiorello LaGuardia, who was the mayor of New York in the 30s, and this was 1935, and it's quite a well-known story. You may have heard it, but I'd like to just give you a quick synopsis. He went to the poorest area of New York at that time and relieved the night court judge, and just to give the guy an evening off. And he sat on the bench, and he was starting to listen to cases. One of the first cases was a destitute woman who was a grandmother who was charged with stealing from a shopkeeper, stealing food. And so he asked her about the story, and she said, Your Honor, my daughter's sick, her husband has left, my grandchildren are starving, and I felt like I had no choice but to steal to feed them. Shopkeeper, though, was not willing to let go of the charge, and his argument was, Your Honor, I feel sorry for this woman, but if you don't charge her, then everybody's going to send the message that it's okay to steal from us shopkeepers, and we'll go out of business. We won't be able to help the rest of the community. So LaGuardia thoughtfully sat there for a moment and said, you know, I do have to charge you. The law is the law. And it's a $10 fine and 10 days in jail. And as he said that, or 10 days in jail, he grabbed his hat that he was famous for, and he threw $10 in the hat. He says, now your fine's paid for, and I'm going to pass this hat around and charge everybody in this courtroom 50 cents. And because if our city is in such a situation that we put our grandmothers in a position to have to steal for their starving children, then we all ought to pay a fine. And so the story goes that they collected $47.50 and sent her on her way. And here's kind of the message behind the story, and I guess in some ways, is that you and I every day, right now in front of us, have an opportunity to see people and the situation they're in, and perhaps to be compassionate. And a practical example could be that you've got someone working for you, and I'll give you an example. I'm making this up. I don't know anybody exactly in this situation, but it could be something like this. Hey, you know, Lorne, and you might say, you look quite, distressed, and might be something like, Lorne, thank you for noticing. I'm just at my wit's end. My wife's trying to work from home too. I'm trying to. The kids have been cooped up here. Our homeschooling is struggling. They're not doing well. They're not sleeping at night. I'm not getting any sleep at night. They're in our beds all the time because they're frightened of this situation. And frankly, I just feel overwhelmed. I'm not doing anything right. And I just feel like I'm failing. So you might be able to say, gosh, I see you, I understand. How might I help? And that could be like, hey, could we change some of your priorities? Could we change some of the deadlines on the schedules? Could I get somebody to help you? Might you get someone else to help you? What might we do? Have you considered? And you might be able to not only be compassionate and you're seeing what's going on there, understanding it, but then your offer to help really shows that you're there. You're there with the person. You're helping them, not necessarily fixing it, but helping them find a way and being part of the solution by helping. And so I hope that resonates with you. This week, I'm going to look hard. I hope you do too, at the opportunities for compassion that are going to sit in front of us. They're not going to be obvious sometimes, but when we do, then we can go beyond just saying we're sorry and then get on with things. We can go, I see you, I understand, and how might I help? And to be helpful. And we probably can be. and that's compassion. So as always, join us on our socials. Come to lornerubis.com. Look for the new culture course that we have coming your way. We're excited about it. I'm telling you about it. Yeah, hang out with us. Come back next week. One day, I hope like heck, we're out and about and not sheltered in. Proud of you. Be compassionate. Thanks. Bye for now.